welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, this is another episode of EP Live, and we are live. We have lots of people watching us right now. Paul Castillo, Adrian Leon, Timberwolf, Leafs fan, thank you so much that you said something. What's up, everyone? Best part of my work day every day is this show, and has been for many years, from when it was back on TV. It's very nice to read these comments. You guys are wonderful, and it's a real treat to have you here live with us as we stream this, so thank you. Remember, we are reading the comments as best we can, and we like to follow up on all that stuff. Help us out if you've got something that you want to broadcast, or you want us to really kind of see. Just put it in all caps for us, okay? Help us out with that. We are going to get started with our rundown, and this one is going out to my beautiful wife, Marcy, who gave me an incredible birthday trip, and I'm so, so grateful to her and all of the wonderful things that she does. That's why we made this rundown just for you. All right, Monster Hunter World is slaying the competition and expanding the franchise more than expected. Capcom has announced that the new game has now shipped 7.5 million copies worldwide on the PS4 and Xbox One. They haven't said exactly how many copies it's actually sold, because ships just means the number of copies the publisher has sent to stores. But in the same announcement, Capcom also claims that World has become the best-selling title in their history, which is pretty impressive when you consider that it's only been out for a month. This is obviously a big win for Capcom. The game changed up the formula of the franchise, making it more simplistic and easy to play for newcomers, and this move has paid off big time. Expect Monster Hunter World to become even more popular when the PC version arrives later this year. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about these rundown stories after I go through them. Let's carry on now with what was probably the biggest news of the weekend. It was the Oscars. The 90th Annual Academy Awards took place on Sunday night, and it was a good night for genre entertainment. The fishy romance movie, I hate that we are describing it as the fishy romance movie, but I guess that's what it is. The fishy romance movie, The Shape of Water, took home the coveted Best Picture trophy, along with Best Director for Guillermo del Toro, making it his first win in the category. Now, this I was very happy about, because that's who I wanted to win out of the people that were nominated. The horror film Get Out didn't win Best Picture or Best Director for Jordan Peele, but Peele did take home another award, Best Original Screenplay, making him the first African-American to win in the category. Another notable win went to Blade Runner 2049 cinematographer Roger Deakins, who finally won after being nominated no less than 13 other times. How has this guy not won an Oscar before? He's incredible, and he did clearly the best job in cinematography out of any movie. Blade Runner should have won Best Picture, but that's another story. Blade Runner 2049 also took home Best Visual Effects, which makes a lot of sense. Now, looking ahead, Disney has a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious plan to sweep the Oscars next year. Last night during the Oscars, Disney released the first teaser trailer for Mary Poppins Returns, their long-in-development sequel to the iconic 1964 classic. It stars Emily Blunt as the magical nanny who descends from the skies to once again help the troubled Banks family. Let's take a look.
Mary Poppins, it is wonderful to see you.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
The fact that Disney released the trailer during the Oscars indicates that they're hoping this film will be a major contender next year. Mary Poppins Returns will hit theaters this Christmas, which is obviously the height of Oscar season. Now, it's the beginning of the end for the current American president on Netflix. That is, Netflix has released the first teaser trailer for the long-awaited 6th and final season of House of Cards. Here it is.
We're just getting started.
As you just saw, it doesn't give too much away, but does provide an early glimpse of Robin Wright as President Claire Underwood. Last year, production on the final season was famously delayed after troubling sexual assault allegations surfaced against former star Kevin Spacey. Netflix wrote Spacey out of the script, and it remains to be seen how they'll account for his conspicuous absence. The final season debuts this fall. Now, Netflix is bringing back an even darker show. The streaming giant has officially renewed the sci-fi anthology series Black Mirror for a 5th season, following the debut of the 4th season late last year. The first 2 seasons of Black Mirror originally aired on the UK's Channel 4, but Netflix swooped in to pick up the rights and create the 3rd and 4th seasons, and now the 5th. They haven't said when the 5th season will arrive, but expect more details soon. Now, this is, obviously enormous. Let's start with this Netflix news here for a second here. Enormous news. I loved Black Mirror season 4. Although a lot of it just made me feel gross, but it was so imaginative. This is an anthology series that just benefits from no, conventional television interference. They can say whatever they want. They can show whatever they want. They get dark, but they also have money to have really cool effects, and it's very topical. And some of the stuff in season 4 was just so heavy. One of them was just where like a baby gets killed, and it's just awful. That was just too horrific to watch. But the one where they had the robot dog chasing after the woman, that was incredible and so prescient and so spooky and so freaky. And that's what makes Black Mirror really hard to take your eyes off of. And it's a great pickup for Netflix. Super excited about Black Mirror. Are you guys watching that thing? Are you guys watching that show? It's super cool. And they're doing a very good job at, making us stay entertained, but also think about the world around us, all the screens that we have. Black Mirror obviously refers to the fact that we always have these screens around us all the time. And when they don't have the EP script on them, they are black mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So psyched about that. Also psyched to see what Robin Wright is going to do, sort of leading the charge with more House of Cards. I'm a fan of that show, and I liked Kevin Spacey's over-the-top cheeseball performance and his southern accent. And it is going to be weird to see this show without him, but I think it's an awesome move because there were so many creative individuals. It's never one person on anything like this, and there's so many people that were, putting all of these pieces together to make that series really sing and be such a tremendous success for Netflix. And I'm glad they said, screw you, man, you're out. And basically all of Hollywood has said that. And they're going to carry forward, and let's see what kind of a wrap up it's going to be. But I think it's a good move. I think that it sends a really big signal out there. No one is replaceable. If you're a scumbag, the karma will catch up, and they will remove you, even if you're the star of your own show, which is crazy. But Robin Wright kicks ass. She's phenomenal on that show. She definitely held her own against the scenery-chewing Kevin Spacey, and was, riveting and scary and commanding. And I think she's going to be a very forceful, awesome president. So I can't wait to see her as President Claire. The Oscars, I didn't watch all of it. I watched little bits and pieces. I kind of watched the recap, but I was following along on Twitter, and I was entertained. It was very weird not to see Adam West in the in memoriam section there. And I tweeted about that last night. It's like, why the hell didn't they feature him? And there was other people in there too that it just made no sense, But I guess what happens is they just run out of time, or some really poor executive decisions get made. But he was conspicuously missing, and there were other Oscar winners that were not in the in memoriam thing. I saw people writing reports and stuff up there, but that was the first one that jumped out. And he jumped out because he died around the same time as Roger Moore died, and both of those people meant so much to me growing up. And I'd had the chance through EP to meet both Roger Moore and Adam West, and they were wonderful people, and they were just fantastic to interview, and to have them, these two icons of my childhood, just sort of disappear at the same time was really heavy. And I missed him. I sure missed him not being a part of that in memoriam. So that sucked, but it did rock that Guillermo del Toro got to take home all that gold. That was awesome. I think his star, he's such a creative force in Hollywood, and he's such a clever person with the way that he comes at projects and the types of projects that he builds. I loved The Shape of Water. I thought it was sensational, and I thought it deserved awards for Sally Hawkins and also Richard Jenkins in supporting actor and best actress. But I was really happy and really surprised. I predicted that Dunkirk was going to take the director category and also the best picture, because it seems more like an Oscar sort of friendly kind of movie than The Shape of Water did. But thankfully people are, paying attention to some really clever originality out there with The Shape of Water. Although I understand that there is a huge lawsuit out there right now talking about sort of the copyright and whether that idea was original. And that's going to get interesting now that there is, Oscar Gold attached to this movie. But I'm going to give Guillermo del Toro the benefit of the doubt right now, at least, and just applaud him and applaud his great work. The movie's sensational. And if you haven't seen it, definitely go see The Shape of Water. JBJ Blaze and TFA has a comment on Black Mirror. I saw USS Callister and enjoyed it, although it's weird that treating AI characters poorly has such harsh consequences. I think that's the sort of imminent moral dilemma that we're all going to face is like these AI creations that we build, are we going to give them sort of agency? Are they going to be able to have kind of like some rights? I mean, we're talking about animal rights right now and starting to understand the depths of intelligence that exist in different kinds of life that already exists on this planet. And if we're starting to engineer electronic life, it really brings in a lot of questions. And that's the kinds of stuff that Black Mirror gets you thinking about and talking about. That's why it's so important and such a great pickup. Audrey-Ann Leon says, oh, I see you brought the Switch out today. What are you going to play for today's Let's Play in chat? I'm going to play a game called Celeste, which is an indie game developed in Vancouver, or at least partially in Vancouver. I haven't touched it, don't know anything about it, so I'm psyched to see it. Got a bunch of friends in the biz that are always tweeting about it and talking about how cool it is. I don't see any other all caps in the comments and stuff, so I'm just going to move on here. So Oscar's pretty much a success for fans of cool movies like The Shape of Water and the Monster Hunter World. I am sad to say that since I reviewed that game, I have not been able to go back because of obviously woe is me. I'm checking out all kinds of new stuff. Right now I'm playing Yakuza 6 and a new Kirby game, and reviews for those are coming soon. And so I haven't been able to go back, but I sure want to. I sure see people just having a tremendous time still playing the game and, chasing down huge, enormous beasts and playing together. And I had fun playing online. I played with Audrey-Ann Leon, actually, and we had a good time. And I miss my Monster Hunter time. I understand 100% why it's so successful. It's a phenomenal escape, and it's also a social escape, and it's beautiful, So it hits a lot of pillars. And it came at the exact right time. There was kind of like this hole in the PS4's and the Xbox One's kind of calendar for the success of Monster Hunter World. I think it's going to be a big hit on PC as well. The buzz is going to continue, and we're going to see sequels, and we're going to see a Switch port, I think, at some point, or a Switch variation on Monster Hunter World. So some good news all around. I'm glad you guys are all chatting. Oh, we got a Mr. Brockarock saying Celeste is so good, in all caps. Great. I can't wait to check that out. Yeah, I'm very curious, actually. I think I'm going to do a segment about the games that would be perfect to port over, or sequels, or, obviously I'm in this buried treasure kind of mode, and I'm switching to Switch talk here for a second, but I'm in this buried treasure mode, and we're playing the Kirby game, and it is... I can't talk about it. Anyways, it made me think of previous Kirby games, and there was that awesome sort of Play-Doh looking like Kirby experience on the Wii U, and I thought the Wii U is like the buried treasure console. Like, there is so many great games on that machine. Nobody played this thing. And so I might sort of dive into that library, but of course it gets me thinking about all of the other types of games like Deus Ex and Dishonored, and there's lots of cool games out there that maybe got to sort of mid-level success, but could use another little boost on a Nintendo platform that's capable of running that stuff and in a unique way. So I think the C3, I mean, I keep saying this, but I think the C3 is going to be interesting for that. I think we're going to see a lot of really esteemed titles that deserve more playtime get some new life on this machine in some interesting new ways. Jason Burks, Capcom adding Ryu as DLC should be interesting. I saw somebody on my friends list already playing as Ryu, which is incredible. Paul Castillo is saying, Vic, sorry if you've mentioned this before, but what do you think about the talk in the States about banning certain video games? I think it's preposterous theater. I think that all of this BS about not sort of engaging around gun control in a real way and sort of offloading the argument to media and video games when everybody around the world has access to the exact same content, but there isn't mass shootings like there is in the United States is absolute folly. And anybody falling for that and anybody sort of suggesting that it's media that is making all of this violence happening is just fooling themselves. And I hope people can wake up and see the light of day that there is a direct correlation to the access to this, these weapons of war and the carnage that can come from that. And the data is readily available all over the planet. So hopefully America can kind of, not to turn this into a big political rant, but hopefully America can kind of wake up to that. But I certainly think that ascribing any kind of guilt on the part of video games is ridiculous. Let's see. Comment, Logan and the Disaster Artist should have tied, but were robbed. It was bull crap. They got robbed. Oh, hi, Vic. That's awesome. The Disaster Artist was really, really cool. Really a fun flick. And I think all of the fallout from the allegations around James Franco really hurt that movie. Logan got robbed, 100%. I think that should have been a comic book movie in the Best Picture category as one of the nominations. I would not have nominated, probably I wouldn't have nominated Lady Bird or Call Me By Your Name. And maybe not Get Out either. All great movies, but I don't know if they were of that caliber. I think Logan was absolutely one of the best movies of the year last year, and it's a real shame. And Blade Runner should have been in that list as well. I mean, I understand all of the decisions why these things happen, but and it's good news for Hollywood that some of these decisions happen as well, right? We need different ideas and we need different people making our entertainment for the future. But Logan was phenomenal. I think Hugh Jackman got a bit ripped off because I think he was pretty fantastic in both Logan and in the Greatest Showman, which not every critic dug, but I really, really liked it. I wasn't feeling so excited about Monster Hunter World, but when I started playing it, it certainly felt like a huge adventure, especially connecting with other players on it. Audrey and Leon still raving about it. Okay, I think it's time to move on because we've got lots of stuff to get into today.